Africa Times News Thunder and Lightning session with your boy Monk MC, the Surface Air Warfare Qualified. Mungu, Umeme. And I'm hoping we're not going to um, continue with this Fat Joe controversy. I hope that we it shouldn't have been given this whole long of an extended news cycle. The Fat Joe Busta Rhymes controversy. I don't think it's a constructive way to end the years we came up out of this here decisive political the cycle, this political election that's just occurred. We have a lot of things that's about to be happening that we need to be preparing for, with job creations and getting involved in that and making sure that we're getting our training in order, so that we can be prepared to anticipate being and with investments and things of that nature and building businesses and stuff that we can look forward to in the next 4 years, and highlighting businesses, highlighting different artists who represent the artists who you say are the face of the craft. You guys want to argue about who started what, and no one's is promoting any one of substance. I saw a promotion I was just watching someone who was they were saying, trying to talk about artists who going to the wayside, and they had an artist who I thought was compelling and a natural beautiful young lady, Scarlett. And then, I think that it was a cogent criticisms that they had for her in that piece that I saw. But I saw Busta Rhymes promoting her. Busta Rhymes was promoting her. I'm able to get access. I have a promotion right now. I'm in the track that I have with Big Pun. That's fire. I'm looking to drop that as well in July, maybe around sometime in the summer. And so, this invasion of the Latinos, fear mongering, is unnecessary for a news cycle. I said that, a few years ago about the divisiveness that was going to be a distraction with Brother Tariq. And Pharaoh said that, pointed out that how, he's supposed to have focus on the reparations. And I told you that there was no, I don't try to beat the back. If I come out and I have some criticism and scrutiny for what someone's doing, it's because, I think it has an overall effect on the consensus as a distraction if I'm speaking negatively about it. I would prefer not to do that. And, but I saw that, the transition from the hidden colors, that was dealing with a whole lot of Africanity, to then have the whole message. I saw them bashing brothers who are about, Kemet and about, having Afrocentrity, having a Pan-African substance with their cultural representation. There was a lot of bashing of that from some of the from the Tariq brand. And, just a lot of anti-African sentiment is what I was getting from the FBA. So, I don't even want to be called that. Don't even call me that. I'm Pan-African, because, they have this inclusivity of the language. But you have the inclusivity of the language of foundation of Black Americans. But you want but their inclusivity is to be antagonistic to our homeland. I mean, so that's not going to work. So I'm just going to stick with Pan-African, and don't include me in your beef with or don't include all Black people who are prisoners of war as being as should be a people who should take offense to the controversy that's involved in Fat Joe. You know, I've seen him recently been brotherly with in reconciliation with 50 Cent, and you know, they were talking about, you know, the language that they was talking about was, you know, unity. What Dr. Umar say for the first day of Kwanzaa Umoja. I'm commenting now is Friday here, Friday the 28th, I believe that'll be 28th, 27th, yeah, the 28th. And yeah, you know, I don't think we need to be spending a lot of time on this controversy. You know, we got Red Man dropping. You know, you got Red Man dropping on Christmas Eve. You know, focus on the people who's out, and you know, and bringing some publicity to that. You know, that if you do that, then you know that is dealing with all of the so-called things that you're justifying your concerns about. Oh, that you know, you had a brother who was speaking about some of the locker room talk that you know he may have had with people who wasn't black, and as though this is a smoking gun for why we should maintain the news cycle. And you know, I'm gonna try to keep this less than 10 minutes because again, I don't think that you know, we don't want to be going into the new year and to spring with having this an ongoing discussion. Dr. Umar said, you know, he wanted to have a conference around it where they can discuss the you know, who are the contributors of the foundation. I mean, if it's just gonna overall have a tone of tension, I don't see the tensioning being lightened from you know, from the discussion. So I just think it just needs to be ignored. Just focus on the projects that are coming out. You know, the talent that you are trying to present. And that'll cut out most of the arguments from the people who are doing all of the argument. Who are you bringing out that represents the brand that you want to see? Who are you you know, what new talent, you know, what affirmations of the contributors that you're that because they all the people who have the you know who are contributors as that represents the brand that these people are, who have the problem with Fat Joe. All these people who have problems with them, all the people who they say represent the conscious rap that's supposed to be out, represent them. They all got work that they're working on. You know, when I just mentioned with Redman, he got features on there with KRS-One, Snoop. Um, you know, of course, Method gonna be on there, and so you know, you have a lot of people who coming out with work. Focus on that instead of you know, the divisiveness of that you know, what I warned about years ago, and then I tried to ignore them. You know, with this FBA stuff because it has a lot of anti-African sentiment with them. A lot of anti-African sentiment with this nomenclature of FBA. They're not a representation of Pan-Africanism, and yeah, you know, let's get some positivity out of this. I saw some of the general lectures on it as well, and with his speech about, you know, you know, I always like some good New York bashing as far as letting them know his other contributors to the craft. And I like that aspect of his lecture as far as speaking about the sample aspect of hip hop. But besides that, you know, yeah, it is potential for reconciliation, and we don't need to spend a whole lot of time on having smoking guns for something that doesn't really exist as far as a black expulsion from the craftsmanship of the genre. And so let's focus on the contributors and leave it at that, man. It's the Boiler Monk MC, Africa Times News, the surface warfare, air warfare, qualified, Mungu, Umeme, Free Life Records established since 2004.